Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the real United States and welcome to the Embassy of the Republic of Germany. This is our third stop on our tour, and interestingly enough, the nation of Germany, their embassy, is also hosting for the nation of France. At least that's my understanding from the sign out front. So again, this is part of our tour of the open house of the embassies of the European Union, and we're going to go inside. We're going to take a look around. There seems to be a large open area here outside where they've got tents set up with food and various other activities. We're going to take you around and show you what is happening here at the embassies of Germany and France. So I'd like to say a special hello to our longtime viewer, subscriber, friend, Ittori over there in Germany. Ittori, how you doing? So this is what the embassy of the nation of Germany looks like here in Washington, D.C. in the United States. If you've never been to the embassy, hopefully we're going to get some good footage for you. Okay, so we're here inside of the German embassy now, and you'll notice it's a very modern looking sort of a structure, but very nice architecture. They've done a very nice job here in adding these grills to the windows to help keep the light from always coming in directly, but still allowing enough light in so it didn't get too hot, but still was plenty airy effect. Tall ceilings, probably nigh on to 15, 16 feet tall, a lot of wood. Very beautiful structure with tile floors. So it's, but it is obviously one of the more modern structures in terms of the embassies here in Washington, D.C. Some of the embassies are in very old historic buildings, and some are in much more modern, large, spacious structures that were built, you know, in the last half century or so. So this is one of the more modern buildings, and it's really very, very nice. It's very geometric in a lot of its design, and adverse to some of the round structures that we've seen in the other embassies, but it is very, very beautiful. So I just wanted to stop and take a minute and show you this just very nice effect that they did with the windows here, and a very, very nice way of making the space seem even larger than it really is.
You were forced to, right? You were outvoted, right? They should have though, right?
Sure, sure. Okay, here we go. Okay,
It'd
sure.
be me.
Thank you, that'd be him.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Hi, how are you? Somebody wants to make the puzzle to win a prize?
Okay, folks, we have a rare opportunity here. We're actually going to get to go through the residency of the German ambassador here in the United States. Now, I don't know how much they're going to let us move around in here, but we do have to pass through the building. It's on the tour. And so this actually is the residence where the ambassador to the United States from the nation of Germany resides during his tenure as ambassador here in Washington, D.C. So come along, let's take a look inside. Here we've got the national flags of Germany and of the European Union and of the United States side by side in the vestibule. Very lovely foyer or foyer. Again, this is a very modern looking building. A lot of reverence here. Everybody very quiet as they come into the residence. You can see off. They've got them roped off, but you can see off into some of the side rooms. Offices, libraries, those sorts of things. This is obviously a sitting room of some type. Oh, this is the library, it says. So I was close. And a fireplace in here, and a very beautiful view out onto the trees. Everything very well maintained and well kept. Very nice place. This is a state dining room. Relatively small dining room, but certainly nice for small, formal gatherings that the embassy staff would have with other dignitaries perhaps, or just amongst themselves. And we saw in the embassy building when we came in, although it was covered, there was a grand piano in the room. And here again, another grand piano from from the nation, which gave us so many great classical composers and wonderful performers. It's not surprising to see grand pianos in their embassy and in the ambassador's residence. I don't know who the manufacturer is, but it's a lovely piece.
And then here,
The squares. There's squares everywhere.
Now they have adjoining sitting rooms. This is the ladies' sitting room, and we bypass the room next door. There is an adjoining door between, which is the gentlemen's sitting room. So if the ladies want to sit and talk together and gentlemen want to sit and talk together, they can either have the door open so they can converse with each other, or they can close the doors off where the ladies can talk and the gentlemen can talk and not interfere with one another's conversations. Here is the much larger formal dining room in the ambassador's residence. And you can see this is going to accommodate a lot more people. This is something you would definitely use for a holiday or for other dignitaries coming, those sorts of things. Host meetings and meals, small gatherings with the German representatives, the large official dinners for the Chancellor of Germany. And so it's a very, very large room, already set for dinner, and very nice, although somewhat modern artwork on the walls. And of course a large window wall that overlooks the patio that's out here. And then we pass out the other side of the building onto this beautiful patio. Now the residence is built up on a hill, so it's quite a view from here. And there's a a pool of sorts at the bottom of the hill, which it appears the children are playing in. And there is an enormous number of people here today. I was surprised how many people turned out for this event, but there are literally tens of thousands of people that have turned out for this European Union open house, which is a wonderful thing. I'm so glad that everybody's interested in learning about their neighbors. You can see, you know, that we're way up on a hill here, and you can see out over the center of the heart of DC, and it's a beautiful spring day. It's getting a little warm here in Washington, but it is still relatively pleasant and such a beautiful day. Now down here on the first terrace, a lady that's actually dressed in period costume with an antique telescope, and she's sharing information with some of the children that are here to visit. All kinds of doings here, folks. I don't know exactly, you know, what there is here, but certainly a lot of the things that we've seen is there's been displays about Americans of the heritage of whatever country we've been in. When we were at the Italian embassy, there was a large display about people of Italian heritage, and here there's a display about some of our American heroes that are of German heritage. So that's kind of a nice thing too, because those of us in America, our lineage reaches back to somewhere else in the world. So one of the things that really strikes me about the grounds here at the German embassy is it's a huge complex compared to a lot of the embassies here in Washington, D.C. It's not simply a chancery that houses the diplomats and the ambassador, but it is in fact a huge complex that has a school on it, it has the residence on it, and it has a large number of other smaller features. And this whole property, I don't know, I suppose I could look it up when I get home, but it's got to be something on the between 5 and 10 acre parcel. It's a big complex compared to many of the chanceries here in Washington, D.C. We're standing, I found a place that's actually not as crowded. We're actually in the formal rose garden outside of the German ambassador's residence. Very nicely done, again, very geometric pattern. The roses aren't in bloom yet, but they're doing very well. You can see that they're budding up real nice, and they're going to be gorgeous when they come out. And they've crafted this all inside of a large hedged area, so it's a very nice place for anyone that's working on the complex to come and stroll and then clear their head from the pressures of the day and of diplomacy. So this is really nice. And it's just one of the many, many things on this huge complex here at the German embassy.
Yeah, we literally just like step and stop, step and stop.
Making it easier? Okay. So they're up on the other side. Okay, thank you. They're on the other side of the residence.
Some people want to try it on their own, and I'm like, okay, but then a lot of people are trying to do that does that because like you'll get to the middle and start to
Did you really rev it up for a while in there?
I did that once. It mostly happens by accident. Like you're get your hand too close. We have in America. I don't know what you guys have. I was taking the charge out of it, and I touched the metal on this end too, and made a big circuit and shocked myself pretty bad.
Whoa.
That one too.
So this kind of like flows against the copper.
So I'd like to thank you for joining us on the Real United States. I hope you've enjoyed your tour here at the German Embassy in Washington, D.C. I hope you'll pick, subscribe, and come along for the adventure if you haven't already. If you've got questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. I love hearing from everyone. I try to get back to everyone I can as soon as possible. And as always, thank you for watching.